back. It's Levack and Goz. We are here at the Iron's Edge.
Ooh.
The Iron's Edge. This is Ballston Spa Country Club.
It is.
Is that where we are? I feel like I'm cheating on the hideaway with this like twin sister. You know what I mean?
Feels awkward.
It's like, what's up? I noticed you don't have a large deck or clean patio over here for me, but no.
It's a little nicer, a little younger.
I don't know
right?
if that's like. I think they're par. I think they're very different. They're very, very different. But both great, and both and now is ensured that I will play golf at 2 different golf courses this summer instead of 1. That's what we've done.
I guess
If they'll have me.
Yeah.
If they'll have me.
I guess what I meant by that, not the adjective nicer, the verb nicer. Sometimes when you walk into the hideaway, you might be insulted because of your love of Michigan by Trout or something else that's happened. I meant more of the sense
nicer
of it.
to me?
Yeah, I should use that as a
no. I still
adjective. Yeah.
Chad still abuses the crap out of me wherever we go, however we get there. Levack and Goz, it's the NFL draft special. So as you guys know, we always do a draft show. We always have. I think the only time we didn't is for some reason you didn't work with me. I don't remember exactly how that came together.
Yeah, you and I were in different spots last year for the draft.
Yeah, we're in different places emotionally.
But anyways,
for the same reason you weren't there, Brian Cady wasn't there, and Brian Cady's here today.
Hey.
So we got I feel like there's gonna be a lot of people with a common theme that show up today for the Godzilla live draft broadcast here at the Iron's Edge.
Outstanding sports host entering the non-traditional media format. I totally agree with you.
Who all are castaways, whether they wanted to be or not, from a certain location.
It depends on how you. Are you going to use that the whole time?
Hell yeah.
Who put that on the board? I didn't put that on the board.
Well, you didn't because you don't know how. I do.
And a lot of things I was working on today. You'll see a lot of graphics.
The sun is like right on me. When I sat here originally, it was perfect. But now I'm poorly lit and trying to be lit.
Oh my God! I think I just knocked my contact out of my eye.
This is great. We are off to a great start.
Oh my God, no!
But you need to go fix that.
I think I'm okay. I'm telling you, I have not slept with my contacts in my eye. I'm telling you, maybe 10 years. I swear. I got up yesterday. I was cutting this stuff yesterday, 12:30. Just went to bed with my contacts in, like I just a complete idiot. I haven't done it in maybe 10 years, and I almost knocked it out. It is okay. I'm fine. I can continue the show. I was almost knocked out of the Levack and Goz show early.
Oh, then it would be the Levack show with a guest appearance by Goz, like you like to do to me.
How's it look?
The other way.
As much as we
Can
like,
you just do that randomly? It's like the old Patterson routine they used to do on SNL. New Jersey. Like you just randomly wander into this shot. All right, so we're here. Of course, we're going to talk about the NFL draft. It's round 1. This is a place to be. Iron's Edge. Food's gonna be amazing. Chad back in the kitchen.
Yeah, my God, it's Chad's music.
Yeah, it's gonna be. He does a great job. The staff here is ready to go. Beautiful place. Literally, the reason we reference the hideaway when we talk about Iron's Edge is it's the same management group, same ownership group. So if you've learned by now how great it is to hang out, eat, drink, and be merry at the hideaway, it's the same dang deal at Iron's Edge, just a little closer to. Oh, man's got the mohawk rocking. That's
good,
what's up.
Man. Look at that.
So stop on by, say hello, grab yourself a couple of frosty cold beverages, and let's have some fun.
As much as I'd love to talk about the draft and give our picks,
no comment.
We're going to get to that. We're going to get to your takes about what you feel like is coming up for the New York teams. I know your Raiders are off. I got my Tom Brady shirt on right now.
John Danielle says, thumbs up.
Unfortunately, or fortunately, however you want to address this, I think we have to address the elephant in the room out of the gates because I am
not that fat. Cannot call me an elephant.
We have
Hippo made.
We have to address you are the
oversized Shetland pony.
President
I think is appropriate. I don't think
Albany Empire.
That guy's not here.
There's been some movement, we'll call it, involving the Albany Empire. Mike Faithful, reports are out there that the starting quarterback for the Albany Empire,
yes,
the guy who took over for Tommy Grady, who now is game 1, the Empire losing that home opener, is no longer
salt in the wounds.
Is no longer part of the team. He was traded today to Jacksonville, is the report out there. So he's on the move. Warren Smith, the new quarterback.
Warren Smith Jr., please.
Thank you,
Warren
Smith Jr.
I'm sure his dad's a great guy. I just don't know if he can be under center for us. I'm not positive. As of right now, that trade's not going through. It's not finalized, so it may not happen. It was agreed to. It was done, and I'm not sure of the reasoning yet, but I was told the pump brakes is not finished. So Everybody wants to make this into some kind of crazy, like, conspiracy theory. Mike's a hell of a guy. I still think Mike's one of the most talented quarterbacks I've ever been around. He really, really liked his time in Jacksonville. I don't know that he's 100% healthy, to be perfectly honest.
That was my follow-up question.
And that's not something, and I can say that because I don't dig into like I don't like we work with Ortho New York, Dr. Ronowitz, Dr. Flick, like, and our trainer Emily is amazing from Top Form. I don't go to them and go, is this guy healthy? Is that guy healthy? Because that's what Coach Manas and everybody does. I just go and go, hey, are you happy? Like I'm hey everybody, honk honk, are you happy? You want to be here? And every conversation I ever had with Mike was great. I was trying to buy his car for Pete's sake, but yeah, he wanted he was interested in taking a step back, potentially going to Jacksonville. Tried to facilitate that. We love Warren Smith Jr. He was the quarterback in Atlantic City. I actually went back and forth with George Manius, who was the guy who started the Empire in 2018, and then he started the Atlantic City Blackjacks, where Warren Smith Jr. was the quarterback, and he's like, dude, you got a gamer. And I love Sam Castronova, so I'm like, oh man, I feel a torn again. But yeah, it was one of those things where you try to facilitate what everybody wants and still have a good team out there. And right now, again, I'm not sure why it's in a holding pattern.
I'm glad you answered that, because my first follow-up was going to be an injury or health status, because when the reports were out there, you had heard that maybe Sam Castronova, because of how good he is, might have seen action in game one. He didn't get out there. Now, look, coaches have a whole game plan. The game plan that Coach Manas likely drew up was nowhere close to what it ended up being, and that's fine. That happens throughout all football games. But the fact that Castronova almost got on the field, then Faithful gets traded, and now you've told me the trade's not official. Usually when a trade's not official, it has something to do with a physical pending. Like, hey, we're going to work him out, but you can't confirm or deny that because that's not your thing. Right.
But again, I don't, like, it's just one of those things where, like, this is legitimately, I think this comes down to fit, comes down to choice of life. Like, everybody wants to paint arena football, minor league football with the same brush you paint the NFL with, right? So it's like, you sign a guy, you get him, and Buffalo or San Fran or whatever. It's not the same deal. You know what I mean? So you have to factor in happiness, style of life, and everything, because these guys aren't going to get rich. Mike Faithful makes good money to play football because Mike Faithful's a very good football player. But you got to make sure you're happy where you are, and you got to make sure it works for what you want to do, and you kind of try to weave all that together. Is there going to be a time somebody's going to come to you and go, hey, my girl, I met a girl in Jacksonville and I want to be traded to Jacksonville, and you go, F yourself. You're under contract. You're going to play. Sure. But like, this is, I texted back and forth with Mike last night when I first heard that we were kicking the deal around. I was like, hey, I just want to make sure you're okay, because I think you're one of the good dudes out there. He's like, I'm great. I appreciate the text. That's it. It's you got to factor a lot of different things into it at this level. Nobody's getting rich in the NAL. Nobody. So you want to make sure people are as happy as possible.
Hopefully that calms down the social media.
Oh no, it's not, because there's people. Oh my God, there's. Let's just make up a name. We'll say Ryan. Okay. I mean, there's dicks out there who are going to try to turn this into a huge thing, but it's just it is what it is. You know what I mean? It's minor league sports. Like, tell me like a guy on the Valley Cats that got traded and you're like, oh, it's because of this. No, you go, okay, well, it's because of it. They're gonna go from the Penn League to this league. They're gonna do this. They're gonna do that.
Mason Espinosa left Columbus.
Yeah,
the MVP league, like, this just happens.
Yes,
it's part of it, right?
Yes, and it is what it is. This is the challenge that is this level of sports, and that's why, like, when you've got a coaching staff like we have with Tom and us, with offensive coordinator, assistant head coach Damon Ware, Chris McKinney, Jeremy Richardson, Sean Johnson, their job is to always have a plan, because no idea what's going to, like Tyson's old line. Everybody's got a plan until they get punched in the face. You get punched in the face like 60 times a day in the NAL. It's just what it is. So you just got to keep playing, keep rolling. Whoever weathers the storms the best usually is in the championship game. Last year, our storms weren't that bad because we had a lot of great players, and I think we have a lot of great players this year. And if everything runs close to scripted, as I assume it will this week in Jacksonville, I think we'll have a very good chance of winning that football game. Okay, last question on this. Probably another question you can't answer, but I at least have to try to get it out of you. Yeah, with Chad's giving me a beer. I love Chad. With the whole situation,
I'll just say I love you.
Yeah.
With the trade not being official, with us not knowing the correct injury status because we don't have a medical background,
Yes.
do you think Mike Faithful will be the quarterback for the Empire in that road game in Florida?
No, it's going to be Sam Casanova.
Okay.
Mike hasn't practiced this week
Okay.
because this has been something that's been in the work this week. Sam Casanova is going to be the starting quarterback, and we'll roll. We'll roll. Sam's going to shock some people, like people who haven't paid attention to what he is, because I think 100% the plan was to use both, but when the issues with substitutions and confusion all over, it went from, hey, I got these as Coach Manas and Coach Ware call them gadget plays. It went F gadget plays. Like, we needed to get some bread and butter plays going, and that was why you saw, like, the second half, our defense didn't give a point in the second half of that game. It's going to be, as Terrell Owens once said, get your popcorn ready. It's going to be interesting. I get on a plane tomorrow morning to head down to Jacksonville with Mike Corder, the owner, with Vice President Matt Woods, your best friend, Hip Hip Hobart.
That's right, my guy.
And we're going to head down there and meet up with the guys, make sure they got everything they need, and hopefully watch the Empire take a victory on the road there in Jacksonville
for some new NAL fans.
Speaking of Jacksonville, inside the walls, let's go boys. Let's go boys. All right.
Just to clarify this for
Jim, you better be buying me beers there. I'm just putting it there right now. All right.
NAL fans, I will not be on the call. It's the home broadcast team. So if you're wondering, like, am I traveling with Levack tomorrow? It's very similar to a lot of baseball.
The YouTube link is on our Facebook page, by the way. You can check it out.
Home broadcast team will be on that call.
Yeah, and again, I do not envy what these coaches can do by any stretch of the imagination, because you got to have your team, you got to have your backups, you got to have Bryce around.
There he is.
My guy Bryce.
Sports T. He'll be taking over
Sports
the
with a zit and a turd right there.
Congratulations. There he is. The newly married Bryce.
Are you married?
Puerto Rico. Look at that.
You got married in Puerto Rico?
Yeah.
Was it not legal here? Congratulations, man. It was she looked really bad. He married a goat.
No, he did not. He has a wonderful.
She's
man's
beautiful.
Wife.
Still the same girlfriend? No, wife now? She's way too pretty for you. I don't know how you did that. Is that why you had to go to Puerto Rico? You had to drug her, get her to say yes? Pull the old Bill Cosby routine? I don't blame you.
Don't forget, if you're like Bryce, Lily and David Fine Jewelers is the place for you. If you want to get married to the wonderful woman in your life, the place to buy that great ring is their new location. I can stop saying new because it's been now.
You can say new for a year.
Can I?
Yeah, that's the radio rule.
All right, Alyssa.
I know. Well, I know it's been a long time since you've been in radio, but
the podcast rules, it stops right now, or the next time I remember. Lily and David Fine Jewelers, Route 50, the shops of Wilton's a spot for you. That's where I'd gone. There you go, Bryce, right there.
That's Bryce.
The wedding band right there. The engagement ring, anniversaries.
You keep rocking like out of the film.
Do I?
Yeah.
Do you like this?
No. Yeah, I kind of do.
This is the guy
just like that.
Who went to Lily and David Fine Jewelers,
just like that.
Worked with Alyssa, David, and the entire crew there. Route 50. Check out their new location one more time. Yeah.
Wait. Lily and David can get you married. I'm out.
Affordable, things that fit your budget, and more. Whatever she's looking for to fit her style, her fashion. When you stop in, say hello. Tell me you heard about it from Levack and Goz right here on Goz Media. Lily and David Fine Jewelers head in this weekend. I don't even want to
my
see
guy
these
Jim.
comments.
My guy Jim from Inside the Walls. So anything happened today?
Jim, just go back a little
I
bit.
do want to point out there was Paulie Walnuts is mad.
No.
Yeah, I am. He's mad at me. It's fine. But he was like, he couldn't understand why we didn't report on the trade. Couple of reasons I didn't report on the trade. One, I was afraid this would happen and it wouldn't be a trade. Two, I always like to give the guys, if it's up to me, I like to give the guys a chance to tell the important people in their life before it goes up all over our social media. And three, I like to make sure it is right there on the National Arena League website in the transaction page, just so this doesn't happen. Jacksonville, y'all done started talking about this thing like they say the ink wasn't dry. There was no ink yet. The pen was in the air. People, Jacksonville fans, heard about it somehow. They're like, oh, Faithful's coming home. And we're like, oh, all right, well, I guess it's out.
Relax with the graphics, everybody. Can we make a new rule? Tonight's especially the night, right? Like, somebody's going to hop on Twitter and try to bust you on a trade about the NFL draft or a rumor or a fake Adam Schefter.
Joke's on you. I don't pay attention.
Stay away from the graphics. And that goes for the NAL too. And I don't want to hear that Paulie Walnuts again. There you go. Thank you. I don't want to hear him again.
No, look at it. Paulie's my guy. He's mad at me, but I like Paulie. Paulie,
he stinks.
Listen, He works for Homeland Security, and I got to fly tomorrow. I don't need like an elbow deep cavity search. You know what I'm saying?
Well, you and I can go have a beer, and we'll talk about it. All right? You and I can go.
He's
talk
my
about
friend
this.
until I get through TSA, and then he can be whatever he wants.
Oh, that's right. That's tomorrow. Your magic get pulled aside. You hate flying to begin with.
You hear the glove snap behind you, and Paulie says hi.
What about that trade?
Where's Faithful? Moon River.
Lily and David Fine Jewelers, your spot for engagement ring, wedding band. Hopefully, Alyssa's not watching or is watching. I don't know.
That's just it is kind of funny because Lily and David has done such a good job by you. You know what I mean? Like with the ring, with the advice, like when you've needed gifts, you've gone there. Even I have gone there for gifts. And I can make a mockery of everything we're talking about. And you stay on, it's the one thing you stay on point over.
That's right.
Because how good Lily and David Fine Jewelers were to you and to anyone else we've sent in there. So, oh my God. And then I see we got a realtor in the house, my girl Cindy. Cindy, come on, let's go to Jacksonville. Meet me down there. Come on, let's go.
A little road trip.
Yeah, let's go. Let's go. Meet me down there, Cindy. Come on, Cindy Lou Who. Let's go. By the way, Cindy, I'm getting my bathroom redone in June. Get ready to start pricing that bad bear. Yeah.
You ready to talk some draft?
No, I'm good. I want to keep doing this. This is fun.
You don't like this at all. You do not.
Oh, Inside the Walls waited. They were responsible. Okay, you're right, Jim.
Oh, thank you.
Jim and Zach were sorry.
I'm sorry I looped you in with the other graphic makers. That's not fair of me.
Cindy said she's there. I can't. If Cindy is there, we take over the crowd. Like I know that Jacksonville is like one of the best fan bases, not in Albany. Like they're the second. They may be the second best fan base or third. I gotta give it to Orlando because I'm friends with them. But if Cindy and I are there, we're taking over. We're taking over. And we are taking over.
Last time I was in Jacksonville was 2015. That was for the world's largest outdoor cocktail party for Florida, Georgia.
Do you want to know the last time I was in Jacksonville?
Never?
Tomorrow at about 3 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon. That's when I'll be there. That's the first and no, it won't be the last though, because I'm excited. I'm excited to see Jacksonville. Like the people who run Jacksonville are really, really good dudes. Like Steven Shatola, who holds over like their media and stuff like that and everything. He's helped me through this from the beginning. Only the good stuff I've done. He's not responsible for the crap I've screwed up, but he's helped me through a lot of it. So
I feel like you just keep leaving a segue over the plate for me on
Go
the
ahead.
tee here. So
do whatever you want.
What do you feel like is a better run? Let me rephrase this. What do you have more trust in making the right decisions for their franchise? The Jacksonville Sharks or the Jacksonville Jaguars?
Sharks.
Who have the number 1 pick tonight, by the way, the Jags. Yeah.
Sharks. I mean, Sharks have 2 titles. How many do the Jags have?
None.
Right. The only thing, I do love that too. Like even the interns who email me from the Sharks have the number of times and years they've won the NAL championship. Like I don't know if they always have the interns do that, but they 100% make sure I see it because how much crap we talk up here in Albany. But I think you're going to see the Jags change a little bit this year. I think you're going to see the Peterson influence. I think because he's that kind of guy that even if you don't trust the GM, I think he's going to be able to go in there and kind of speak some wisdom. I really, really, really hope they go offensive line number 1 because you've got a guy that we thought was the best sure thing quarterback since Peyton Manning. And he just survived last year. He got his clock clean. He looked bad most games, all that stuff. I don't want him taking more hits if I don't have to. I've already got Josh Allen as a defensive end. I'd love to add another one, but realistically speaking, I want to go get his bulletproof vest. I want the kind of offensive lineman, whether it's a Neal on the inside or depending upon what you hear about injuries, you go outside of the tackle. I think they go offensive lineman. Big eater right off the rip. And if they do that, Jags fans, be patient, but be hopeful for the future.
Yeah, this number 1 pick last year for Jacksonville was such a slam dunk, game over, early January when the Jets and the Jags and other teams were battling for the top pick. We all knew it was going to be Trevor Lawrence. And like you said, Urban Meyer, one of the great all-time college football coaches, but when it came to the NFL, he seemed like he never should have made the jump.
But Jim and I are going to agree for the first and last time this weekend from Inside the Walls, Sharks, and that's coming from a Jags fan.
Yeah,
so we stop agreeing the second I get on the plane and head for Jacksonville, but we're getting along pretty well right now.
Offensive line almost makes too much sense. Like an Evan Neal, 6'6", 6'7", 335, who does not look like he's 335. He looks like he's like 220 because he's just so long and lean and everything else. But the McShanes and the Kuipers and the Daniel Jeremiahs of the world who do the mock drafts, they've tossed the names out there like Walker from Georgia.
Yeah, he's steaming up the
from
board.
Michigan.
Walker is steaming up the board.
Yeah.
He's getting that high. He's the high ceiling guy.
So we're going to probably hear this a lot tonight throughout the coverage of, is it
this?
Want? That too. Until YouTube tells me I can't have it. And someone's, where'd that video go? Well, we're going to play it until he tells. I went full Syracuse accent there. Want or need for teams tonight in the NFL draft? And the need is offensive line. But do you want a pass rusher like Hutchinson or Walker? And remember, the GM of the Jacksonville Jaguars is Trent Baalke, which is interesting for you, Levack, because Trent Baalke was the one in San Francisco where the Niners had to decide, who do we think's the reason why we're winning? Our GM, Trent Baalke, or our coach, Jim Harbaugh?
Right.
Spoiler alert, it was Harbaugh. It wasn't Jim Tom Sula. There you go, the farter, or Colin Kaepernick, or Blaine Gabbert, or anything, or a retiring Patrick Willis. They said Baalke's better. It's not right. And somehow, some way, he's now running the Jags again after hiring Urban Meyer.
Not only running the Jags, he survives hiring Urban Meyer, even though everybody wanted him out. Listen, Harbaugh is not easy to deal with, though. Clearly, Trent Baalke is one of those guys that, like, when he's around you, you like him. He has to be like an amazing. He might like make
salesman.
Yeah, he makes good drinks. I don't know. He runs a good football pool in the office. I don't know what his deal is. There's something about him. Handies. I don't know what he gives out. He clearly is likable. Yeah, even Katie agrees. And Harbaugh's not that guy. Like, Harbaugh doesn't want you to like him. He doesn't care if you like him. There was reports that he had like this amazing, like even at Stanford, he had like a $100,000 bathroom or some nonsense like that, like golden toilet or whatever. And you think about it, like in all sincerity, like, man, if there's one place that he's probably doing his best thinking, let's pour a little money into the throne. You know what I'm saying? But like, he's known to be a difficult human to get along with. So I can see why they were hoping it was Baalke. But like, now with what just happened, you went on a limb. You got Urban Meyer. You let Urban Meyer hire the strength and conditioning coach that basically turned you into an exile location. He's kicking kickers. He's kicking this one. He's doing that. He's knuckle deep in some chick at a bar. Like, it is weird they kept him. It's weird they kept him. But Peterson's a very, very good coach, and it'll be interesting to see how they come together.
I like both of the last comments. Usually, I don't know if we're going to do a Q&A at the end of the day because it's more draft coverage. Can we get both of those comments back to back from Matt and Jim that almost made me burst out loud during your conversation?
Go ahead, Matt Bob, go ahead.
According to the movie The Blind Side, you've got to go offensive lineman at number one.
Okay, all right, and then Jim Miller.
Wait, before you hit Jim, let's sit on that one first. The Blind Side's a good movie. Sandra Bullock won the Academy Award for that. Michael Orr hates that movie, despises that movie.
Yeah. Okay, he gets angry. Like, I asked him about it.
Yes.
And he gets angry.
And Draft Day, the movie, Kevin Costner's in that. Yeah. That movie is horrendous.
I like it.
Terrible.
I like it.
Stinks.
It might be the only Kevin Costner thing besides Yellowstone I like.
Of course, you hate Field of Dreams.
It's a terrible movie. It's crap.
So
it's just crap.
Good for you, man. You had me laughing out loud there.
Tommy Gross jumped back in, but hold on, you wanted Jim Miller next.
I wanted Jim Miller, please. Yes.
Guys, please stop reminding me about shit Baalke with the first pick of the NFL draft. The Jaguars select. Time runs out. Jags are going to Jags. This is what I love about Jim. But you know what? Did you see what Jim did, though? Vet move by Jim. This is something I have to do on the Empire Facebook page. He was commenting from Inside the Walls, the podcast that he and Zach do.
No, different guy.
It's the same. That's the same guy. I thought it was the same guy.
I thought it was Toots McGee. I thought it was formerly artist.
No, I think Jim wanted to say something mean, so he just that's not an Inside the Walls thing. I'm gonna go to my personal account.
Oh, okay.
I could be wrong.
We will find out. I thought that was our guy Toots who changed his alias.
Oh, I don't know. It could be too. He'll tell us. It'll tell us. But I think it was one of those ones where you go, I want to say what I really want to say, but I don't want to put this under the flag of like for me, when I say something really, really terrible, I'm like, I work for Godzilla Media. And then like every other time, Corey from Greenwich is here with his nuts.
He's got his nuts. There they are.
He's got a big bucket of nuts. He's got a Buccaneer. He's got all his Buccaneers. He's not a Jets fan today.
There you go. Look at this. I had the same exact thing growing up in Syracuse. Wear it right now. Go. Nailed it, Corey.
That's
perfect.
Corey, no.
I got it.
No.
There you go. Thank you, Corey. There he is. Corey and Greenwich, the number one pick in the
brought
draft
the family-size nuts dispenser. Everyone here at the Iron's Edge is going to be able to get a good handful of Corey's nuts, and it's going to be great. You're going to enjoy it.
So,
yeah, it's good. Katie, Bryce, get a good handful of Corey's nuts. Maybe grab at the same time.
Yeah.
Make eye contact while you're doing it, please.
At one point tonight, so when we go to the draft coverage, should we let Corey grab the mic, give some takes later on tonight?
Okay, yeah. Jim said it is him. It is him. Yeah.
I don't know what that means.
It's a bad move. No, it's him. It's Jim from
Football on the Know?
Yeah.
Or I mean, inside the walls?
Inside the walls. Not football on the know. Football on the no show.
Don't do that. They should be here. Where are they?
They should be here. Draft day, good hangover movie. Matt Bob and I are seeing eye to eye for the first time ever. Yeah, you know what draft day is? Draft day is the movie that when you're flipping through the channels, you don't want to go off the couch and it comes on, you're like, I'll watch it. Or you go, you know what? Kind of feel it. I want to see a universe where the Browns aren't stupid. And you start it from the beginning on Amazon or whatever.
Draft day is like a college paper, right? You've got to write one.
I don't know why Tommy Gross wants to. Tommy Gross, do you want a handful of Corey's nuts? Corey, will you bring nuts to Tommy, please?
Draft day is a college paper. You got to write like a 6-page paper. You're 3.5, 4 pages in, and you go back and read it. You're like, this sucks. This.
See,
I'm in.
See,
too
I was
deep.
100%. I was right.
Too deep.
Jim, I know you better than Goz. Goz just kisses.
I'm sorry, Jim.
Goz just kisses your ass for free pub.
I thought
on the official podcast of the National Arena League, Inside the Walls.
I thought that was Toots McGee. How dare I, Jim?
Right.
I thought that was your alias.
Now, Jim, next time you want to piss off Goz, call yourself Toots McGee and say whatever you want because he thinks you're that person. He'll buy it. All right, what do you want me to do? What do you want to talk about here?
I want to talk about Mohawk Honda. The way we got
here.
I
want to talk about Mohawk.
To the Iron's Edge, Mohawk Honda, where they always go out of their way to please you. The spring, the summer is right around the corner.
Are any of these for me?
No. None of those are for you. Mohawk Honda's for you, though. They will go out of their way to please you. Finding the new vehicle. 2022 Pilot EXL is out there
You're
somewhere.
talking like you're the one missing a tooth.
I got nervous because maybe John in service might have to see me soon.
What'd you do?
So I parked
You hit something.
I didn't hit anything.
If you hit my truck, I swear to all that's holy.
What happened?
I'm going to nut punch you.
I was out in Albany.
Like a straight nut punch is the only way this gets fixed if you hit my truck. I love my truck.
So I was in my driveway.
Like you have to stand on 2 tables, and I get to just as hard as I want. I love my truck from the Mohawk family that much.
I feel like I parked too close to the grass. So when you open the door was caught in the grass. Oh, so now I'm trying to open it. It's So I feel like there's a panel underneath the door that maybe John in service has to check out. And he'll do that at Mohawk Honda because he's a great person and he knows that situations happen in your life that you can't predict.
He also knows Goz is an idiot.
Mohawk Honda is the place for you. Find that new vehicle.
Goz is why we can't have nice things.
It's Cam McKenna, Brian McKenna, Lindsey Harridan, Greg Johnson, Nick and Nate on social media and more. Mohawk Honda, where they will help you and always go out of their way to please you.
You know what?
Over and over again.
Mohawk Honda. Idiot proof. That's what they do. Oh my God. What is wrong with you? What why do you do that? How is that not your fault?
I tried getting out of the way.
How is that not your fault?
In-laws.
You must be in the wrong place. There's a pretty girl coming back here. She must be in the wrong room. Don't walk away, but you're obviously in the wrong place. It's just a bunch of sweaty, smelly guys back here, especially Corey.
There was almost fear in this room when that happened.
Everybody went, girl. Everybody. Actually, wait. Corey's engaged. Yeah. You got your ring at Lily and David, right? Katie's married. Bryce is married. You're married.
Mm-hmm.
I'm the single one.
Yeah.
What does that say?
There's a tab.
I'm the only one who's going to pass an IQ test. That's what it says. That's what it says.
She's sitting by herself.
I'll go talk to her. She was like, "What's up? Is there a president in the room?" You damn right there is. Want to be my first lady tonight?
Is that your pickup line tomorrow in Jacksonville? I was going to segue into the New York teams and who they should pick. Now I'm more fascinated.
I'm going to have the ring on. I'm going to have the championship. The championship ring. I'm president of the team. Want to be my first lady tonight? You know what I'm saying?
If that happens, I will give you full permission to take over the Guys on the Media YouTube.
I might just do it on your. I'll do it on the Albany Empire at AL YouTube.
No, don't do that.
You don't get that. I don't. When I'm with the Empire, I'm not part of the show. I'm just a guest.
Oh, not again. All right, now we're going to talk about the New York teams, Giants and Jets. Pressure.
hold on. We have a Q&A right now.
Okay, Q&A. Sure.
Nick Pett, Corey, when are you getting married? He just dropped his head and walked away.
Corey's not.
Nick wants to know when you're getting married.
Why not right here?
He left the room. This would be a beautiful venue to do it. What's your fiance's name? Teresa? Risa.
R.I.
Risa wants to know when you're getting married. Risa wants to know right now.
Tonight.
We're in no rush or you're in no rush? We? You and your nuts? Hey, he's blushing. I like it. This is fun.
The
Thank
Giants
you, Nick.
and the Jets. Thanks, you, Nick.
My number one draft pick of the night, Corey's nuts.
Tell them, Levack, if you're a Giant fan, if you're a Jet fan watching tonight, what's the expectation, the feeling?
They're going to screw up.
Okay. Oh, no.
That's what fans like. Look at the little dog running around the Camaro. No, I mean, listen, both teams they can't miss. You cannot miss. I don't care if you go guard. I don't care if you go defensive tackle. Like, everybody's going to want flashy picks. You need 2 starters each out of the first round this year. Oh, it's just a little bit of his nuts. Just a little cup of nuts.
Thank you, Corey. Some of your nuts.
Cup of nuts. I'm okay right now. Thank you, but
thank you,
I'll put your nuts in my mouth later. Goz can't wait. Oh, hello. There it is. No, I think you gotta get starters. Like, if you don't like the picks, especially Giants fans, if you don't like the pick right now, but everybody goes, that's a 10-year starter, get over it. You know, Jets, I think you're a little closer towards like what Douglas's vision is, so you should be able to grab an offensive lineman, maybe an edge rusher, a wide receiver, whatever it is. You can pick a little more need. Giants, like, what do you have? Like, what do you have? I want to see the Giants do it like McDermott and Bean did it in Buffalo. I want to see the lines. I want to see defensive, offensive line all day long.
All good things there. I want to start with the Jets, but first it goes back to Las Vegas as a site, because all these things with Las Vegas, like it's the Bellagio, the MGM, they got like the water designs. Here's why it should never, ever be allowed ever again to Las Vegas or any other place besides New York City. Because you've got beautiful women in Las Vegas, you've got great shows, great entertainment.
Ugly women in New York City?
No, look, this is exactly what just happened here, right? Somebody beautiful walks in, but all of us are watching the NFL draft, which is just the selection of what's going to happen, which is a great spot to do it here, but it's hard to sell to some fans or
here,
some
at
casual.
The Iron's Edge.
No, right. Like, but some casual fans might say, okay, what am I going to do? Vegas or the draft? People will always pick the draft. I want it always in New York City for this reason. I want every year, no matter what the pick is, for the Jet fan to boo it. I miss the New York Jet fan at 1:30 on a Saturday, hyping it up all morning, that I can't wait. They take a tight end from Notre Dame. Boo! I've never seen him play one.
What do you have against Derek Brown?
Nothing. No, I have nothing against Derek Brown.
You got something against Derek Brown?
But there's
tight ends from Notre Dame. You got a problem?
I'm more entertained.
DB doesn't live far from here.
I hope he comes
Ballston
by.
Country Club. He'll slap you.
I'm more entertained by the crazy Jet fan yelling Jets, Jets, and booing the pick and getting all worked up by it than what we're going to see tonight of some guy coming in with his own theme music on like a boat up to the stage to hug Goodell. It's going to take like 10 minutes.
Well, Goodell's going to get booed every time.
Yeah, that's entertaining to me. That, this is a lot of this is pop and circumstances. It's great. I want more. I want just Jet fan going nuts every single pick. And it's the biggest team of the entire NFL draft. The Eagles are in the mix. The Chiefs are in the mix. The team that's the most important for this draft is the New York Jets. Most important team for the New York Jets tonight is making those picks to get those rights, because that AFC East is stacked. Buffalo is good. Miami was aggressive this offseason. New England, I hope they take a punter in the first round. Crack me up if that happens. But the Jets need to get good fast with your guy, big game Bob Saleh.
Big game Bob Saleh.
Joe Douglas. Let's remember why Joe Douglas was hired, right? Because he was Adam Gase's guy.
and then he gets to fire Adam Gase.
He gets to fire Adam Gase?
Yeah.
Is he still their guy? So for any team, it's the Jets that seems more important. Giants fans, I feel like the stank of Dave Gettleman's gone. Like, all right. Stanky. Gettleman got in there. We all kind of knew his idea.
Gettleman alone.
Why? What do you mean?
Gettleman, he's fine. He's fine. What if Daniel Jones is good this year? Will you change the way you feel?
This Giants fans, this is a true statement.
Yeah.
If Daniel Jones is good this year, that's the worst case scenario for Giants fans, because they just denied this fifth-year option. So
yeah, but you can franchise tag him twice, so we don't have the same money.
Yeah,
you're fine. I don't mean none. That just means you got options.
let's say that
like Corey over there not getting married fast. He's got options. He's engaged. But he's got options. The ring's not on there yet. You know what I'm saying?
Let's say the Giants stink. Let's say the Giants are terrible. And all of a sudden the Giants decide next year to take C.J. Stroud from Ohio State or Bryce Young from Alabama. They might feel better about that, and they get them on a rookie deal rather than dancing with Daniel Jones again. So, yeah, Giants fans.
Tom Brady.
I hope they. Tom Brady. Will you stop?
Tom Brady is 1 million years old. 1 million years old.
Here's who I want the Giants taking. Levack, this is very biased.
How
for the
old is Wayne
Empire.
Newton?
Wayne
Newton looks like he get blown over by a decent fart. Like if you eat enough beans, you could blow Wayne Newton over.
Mr. Las Vegas, Wayne Newton.
He's like his hair is jet black, and he's just like wobbling down the red carpet.
For Albany sports fans in particular, you know who you want the Giants or Jets to take?
Who?
Derek Stingley Jr. Because here's what can happen. If Derek Stingley Jr., the player from LSU who didn't play much last season, if he goes to the Jets or the Giants, here's what can happen. You, as the president of the Albany Empire, can call up Derek Stingley Sr. and say, hey, we know you're a part of that championship Firebird team. Do you want you and your son to be honored at halftime this year as the newest addition to the New York football team, whatever it might be? So then you can work your way into being tight with the Stingley family. And then a New York team gets a really good player. He's kind of like Jamar Chase, right? His former teammate didn't play because of injuries or effort or whatever, but he's really good. So, yeah, New York fan and Capital Region sport fan in particular, root for Stingley to go to one of the New York teams.
I'm just watching. Was watching this. Ryan McCarthy, what's up? Look at you rocking the old AFL Albany Empire hoodie. I like it. That was the head shrug of someone who was like, Kim, you want to not wear it. Look, I'm all in to try and utilize these things to get people here. Don't get me wrong. I'm not opposed in any way, shape, or form. I feel like if the Giants fans like the draft, it's probably a bad draft. Because this is the kind of draft. This is eat your vegetables time. You know what I mean? Like this is not. Hey, we're getting pizza. You know, you got to eat your vegetables. Like me, I got to eat my vegetables right now. I still get pizza. Things aren't going well. You know what I'm saying? They got to start over. I want to see them build the same way the Bills built. Since you're bringing in Shane and you're bringing in Dable from that organization because of how that worked. And also because you think maybe, just maybe, they can work that magic they worked on Josh Allen, on Daniel Jones. I want to see those kind of foundational picks. I want to see you build a team that on paper isn't sexy and then all of a sudden makes the playoffs. And you're like, oh, wait a minute. You know what's sexy? Winning's sexy. That's what I want.
So hang on. If Joe Shane's running the Giants now, which he is, the Jets have Joe Douglas.
Uh-huh.
The Bills have Brandon Beane.
Mm-hmm.
A Bill fan probably thinks they're a coin flip away from potentially not just getting to the Super Bowl, but winning the Super Bowl.
It should be.
Right? So if you're a Bills fan, what do you want on the bottom of that round? Do you want running back Breece Hall from Iowa State? Do you want to go get a defensive back because you think, okay, our job is just to slow down Patrick Mahomes, and every single draft we just build to stop Mahomes? Do you get a pass rusher and just hope slow down Mahomes, but you did a lot of that in 2021? Maybe the Bills, I hyped up the Jets as the team in the entire NFL under the most pressure to get this stuff right in the first round. Maybe I'm underestimating the importance of Buffalo's draft because of how close that franchise is. Like you said, win now, right away.
Well, Buffalo's in this, they're in a best available player situation, but they're also in they can pick for what they want situation. Like they can legitimately go into this and be like, well, you know what? It's a bit of a reach. We'll take so-and-so because that's what we want. Or, hey, we don't really need a lot to get over the hump, but we could use a little backup here or an upgrade there. They're in a great position. That's a really solidly built team. There isn't a position, obviously like you'd like to see a little more out of running back, but even that came together towards the end of the year. The Bills are just really, really well built. They're like a piece or two away from being the favorite to win it all. Can you find that in the draft? We'll see. It's a weird draft too. Like there isn't like a player like normally when the Raiders don't have a first round or second round or whatever, I'm like, oh man, I really wanted so-and-so. I really wanted so-and-so. And obviously there's players I'd love with the first round, but like this year's draft, I'm like, you know what? I'll give it first, second rounders. I'll get Devontae Adams, and I won't even I'm not going to cry about it at all because there's not a lot of guys who I'm like, I need that guy on my roster. I just need it. That's the guy that's got to make it all better.
This is the biggest compliment I can give the Bills right now in 2022. Brandon Beane has hit a status now. Belichick.
Would you call him Mr. Bean?
Mr. Bean. Belichick status in the sense of whoever Bean drafts in the first round, it feels like fans are going to back off the criticism. Because there's a lot of franchises, no matter, and I joked around about this with the Jets, right? Like, no matter who
Ryan
they pick,
McCarthy's
the fans,
trying to put drinks on your tab.
Is he? All right, cool.
Yeah.
All right, that's fine. You can do that if you
You
want.
can?
Yeah.
Ryan Goz says he's buying.
You can do that. That's okay.
Goz says he's buying.
You can go ahead. You just make me up. That Bean, look, he's got so much respect in Buffalo in comparison to Doug Whaley. Remember, Doug Whaley's like, I don't know who hires and fires the coaches here. You do. You're the GM. What do you mean? So that's what he came after. So, yeah, Brandon Bean has the respect that I don't know if Bills fans is even going to criticize the pick. I think the only thing Bill fan might be upset about tonight is if they trade back. Because imagine you waited all night long for your team.
Well, that's when they do it. They do it. They do it right. They trade back and they got Josh Allen.
Yeah.
Like this, again, like if you're a Bills fan, as much as you want to light a table on fire and jump through it in the first round because you love what you picked, you just got to trust. You got to trust the process. You got to trust it.
And now thinking back, even though they traded to get Josh Allen the year previous, they could have got Patrick Mahomes, but it worked out well for him.
Right.
Like that whole thought of, oh yeah, Mahomes is out there. We're okay.
Yeah.
Like we figured it out.
And Mahomes looked almost human this year. Almost human. There is something about Mahomes and his style of play. Like Josh Allen's style of play is, I got a big arm, I'm not afraid, and I'll run you over if I have to, which is great. Mahomes is, I have a great arm, I can throw the ball anywhere, anyway, anything, which has worked phenomenally for him. But you're starting to see some of those little, like the defensive tackles run out. He can't see where he's throwing it, so he just flicks the wrist. The ball goes 20 yards down the field as a touchdown. You're starting to see some of those end up in the wrong hands. So how will he adjust this year? Will Patrick Mahomes go back to being the best quarterback in the game, or will he continue to force footballs that get him in trouble? I mean, Brett Favre got so much crap for that exact same stuff. Like, as a matter of fact, we should call those Farvels. Like if you like push the ball forward, that was a Farvel. If you threw it behind your back, it was a Farvel. So like Mahomes is, hands down pure talent, one of the best, if not the best quarterback in the game. But that arm arrogance could bite him. I'm excited to see how that goes, especially because I would love for Kansas City to suck.
I got some more questions about quarterbacks, whether they're veterans right now in the NFL or potentially players that could be on the move. But first, we want to tell you about our friend Jared Lozier and Northeastern Insurance. You're looking to save some cash. Now, why are you making that face about poor Jared? Jared should be here tonight. Where is Jared? It's 7:15. We have no sign of Jared Lozier. Hopefully, he'll be here tonight. Jared Lozier saving you cash on your home, your car, your small business, and more. He will shop the rates for you. This is somebody you want on your sign to do your
Jared's not
homework.
the brightest bulb on the tree when it comes, like when insurance and all that stuff. He's brilliant. Like he's great. He might have accidentally went to the hideaway, even though we're at the Iron's Edge, Ballston Spa Country Club. He may have accidentally went to the hideaway. You
know what he's doing right now? He's saving people money. He's on his phone right now, saving you cash for those things. I don't know if he does his phone like this. That'd be strange if he didn't. High typing situation. Forgetting Sarah Marshall, it feels like, with Jason Siegel's character. Jared Lozier, 518-956-3753. 518-956-3753. That is Jared Lozier's number. Or you can email him, JAREDL@nemail.com. JAREDL@nemail.com. I actually thought that was him in the golf cart pulling up behind me. That is not him. But again,
because of the glare off his head. No.
If you want to save money, this is your guy. Or if you're like, I can't believe he continues to get abused by these two.
If you're the kind of person who's like, I want somebody who's a great job, even though they're really annoying, Jared Lozier.
Northeastern Insurance, JAREDL@nemail.com. Our guy.
You just agreed.
No, he might be on the coverage tonight. When the Colts hop on the clock, Jared might get a mic and tell us what he's thinking about.
Here's my question for you. Yeah. Right?
Okay.
If the Jets give up one of their first round picks for Deebo Samuel, are you happy?
Hell yeah.
What if they go both?
Less happy.
Yeah. But you got to use them right, though.
If you're a Jet fan and you can walk out with Deebo Samuel, that is the biggest win in years for the Jets as a draft, as a team.
Aren't you the one who made a big point about like people like wide receivers that were traded for usually suck?
Yes.
But what's the difference with Deebo?
Because Deebo can do both, right?
Is it a cool name?
Deebo can play wide receiver. Deebo can play running back. The San Francisco 49ers is a roster last year. Think about that playoff stretch. Where did we have the Niners power ranking wise going into last year's NFC playoffs? Probably not a top 3 or 4 team, but because of Deebo Samuel being one of the big reasons why, they're a win away from the Super Bowl. The whole Deebo Samuel thing is strange, though, right? Because Deebo Samuel doesn't want to play for San Fran, even though I think we can all agree it seems to be the offense that works best for him. But it seems like because Tyreek Hill got paid and Devontae Adams got paid, that now he wants money so he can get paid. But also, they're going to use him at running backs, the rumor this year. So he might get, let's just for an odd number.
It's a beating, though. I love it, but it's a beating.
Right. Let's say he gets like 45 carries at running back. I might be lowballing it, all right? He says, all right, well, I want
Keep your clothes on, Corey. Corey from Greenwich taking his shirt off over here already.
I want all my wide receiver
Ryan
money.
Must have singles out.
And I want running back money. Deebo Samuel might be the first wide receiver in history that says, can you give me the ball less? I don't want the ball that much anymore. If you're going to give me the ball at running back, I don't want it actually. So if the Jets can get him and they feel like they can really pull it off, they got the real estate.
Can you imagine if that was really a thing? Can you imagine like he says that, like, I want the ball at Cordell Patterson's in the corner going, excuse me, shut the F up. I finally found somebody who'll hand me the ball, throw me the ball, just give me the damn ball, Keyshawn Johnson style. And you're complaining you got it from the rip. I don't know. It's just obviously there's a connection between the coaching staffs, right? So San Fran, big game Bob Saleh was their defensive coordinator. LaFleur was one of their assistants, whatever, all these great things, right? That doesn't guarantee you're going to use Deebo the same way Shanahan and everybody did. So that's a guy you got to know how to use. Like as a Raiders fan, every single freaking year, whoever the biggest free agent they signed was, didn't fit what they were doing. Like they go, was it Larry Brown was the MVP of the Super Bowl for the Cowboys? They played zone. He comes to the Raiders who play man, and no one can understand why it didn't work out. You know, it's like one of those. This Deebo has to work in what you're doing. So like if he ends up in Atlanta, which obviously you're not gonna let him go there. All these places that you know they'll use him the way Shanahan did, great. Well, the Jets use him that way.
Wait a second about Atlanta.
Because you're already using Cordell Patterson, so
right, but could you imagine
a younger, faster, bigger version?
Just both of them. Bring back the wishbone offense. Have it be like the 1980s Oklahoma Sooners. Deebo Samuel and Patterson in the backfield running wishbone, like a high school offense.
I feel like we're in like a nerd version of the Royal Rumble. So like all the Gozilla media people are going to be here today at Iron's Edge. Levack and Goz right now, or Goz and whoever I am, I think is how he likes to sell the show. So like first one through and it comes Brian Cady from White Heat because he's racist. And then it was like in comes Bryce. You know, I'm like, all right. And now like, you know, Ryan McCarthy from no talent required.
No,
right?
Credentials.
Yeah, no talent required. And then here comes Taylor. So now sports with Zitz and a turd. Their full team is in the Royal Rumble now. So they're going to start bullying everyone else.
No, they're not going to bully. So you think it's a tag team situation?
Yeah,
Bryce and Taylor going to take out
like they're both like they're going to go after the big fella Brian Cady and try to get him over the rope now. You know what I mean? And we're over here like we're commentating, so we don't get we're the Spanish announce table. Sooner or later we're getting hit. Sooner or later it's going down. But then there's that wild card, Corey from Greenwich, who nobody even knows if he speaks.
My God, that's Corey Greenwich.
Corey's got a cooler full of meat in his car. It might be human. It might be a person. You don't know. It's Corey. He's a wild card. Anything can happen. And he's pretending he can't hear me as he just sits there with a hard hat and a big old tub of nuts.
Throwing nuts at people.
I almost want to do like an old Patriot Farm commercials. Yeah. Have you ever heard of Dolphin Farms? Would you love a big face full of a tub of nuts? Get yourself a handful of nuts. Corey's Nuts. Dolphin Farms.
Available online now?
No.
Or are you selling online?
No, in your parking lot. He'll pull up. By the way, make sure you lock your bedroom window.
At one point, I was going to ask you about quarterbacks. Now I remember. Your guy, Baker Mayfield. Will he be a Cleveland Brown at the end of the night?
Yeah, because nobody cares. That's the thing. Is like, so I'm looking and I see like there's some of the stuff that's going on. Like Jim Miller, he said, do you think the reason so many teams gave up first round picks this offseason is because it's a weak overall draft class? I could see that. Like I could really, really see it. But then he goes like he hopes that Jacksonville trades back to get more picks. No, you can only trade someone. Like again, he's got the Corey from Greenwood mentality going on. Corey used to call the show all the time when we were on terrestrial radio and be like, you got to make this trade. And it's like, well, you can't I can't just go abduct the guy. You can't make a trade if nobody wants it. So, like, who wants that first pick bad enough? Like, I don't think and when you don't have a definitive number one pick, nobody wants it. Because it's like Aiden Hutchinson is the guy. Well, wait a minute, it may not be Aiden. It might be Thibodeau. Oh, it might be this one. It might be that. It could actually be, Chad Dura, who is the proprietor here at Iron's Edge. Like, we don't. So you don't get that. Like, nobody's calling you for that pick right now. There's got to be fear for them to call that pick. Now, it could be like one of those things where you start moving your way up. So you call 10 thinking your guy will be there. They're not listening. 9, and you finally get Jacksonville to go, look, we don't really want to pick number one. We don't want to make that payment. We don't need that person. We do need 3 or 4 starters. We'll move back farther, and we'll take a little less just to get out of the spot. But I don't see it happen. I think Jacksonville needs to make a Doug Peterson pick right here.
I'm not sure how many people realize this happened. It might have just been missed through the transactions. Jacoby Brissett is also in Cleveland. So both of the quarterbacks who've had some type of interesting relationship with, we'll call it.
Jacoby was my fault.
Okay.
Jacoby was my fault. Baker Mayfield's a turd. He's a turd. He belongs on the Browns because he's a turd. That's all there is to it.
You know what? I don't think Baker's on the move tonight either. I thought at some point,
I don't think they like him.
For game 1.
I don't think they like him. I think they'll keep him just to be dicks.
Who is Cleveland are talking now?
Yeah. They're not going to be told what to do by a guy who just, does a bunch of commercials. They're just not going to be told what to do.
And I don't know why Baker tonight would get moved because, let's say Carolina's the team that wants to make move. We're just throwing a team out there. Well, why would Carolina take a quarterback going into year 5 you're going to have to pay a veteran contract to as potentially a starter? Let's say them $20 million, okay? All right, Carolina's going to make a move for Baker Mayfield to pay him $20 million a year, or you can get Kenny Pickett, Malik Willis, whoever you want, Sam Howell, Desmond Ridder, and you get to pay him 4 years, far less money. Unless you think Baker Mayfield is that much better. And Jimmy Garoppolo is probably in the same spot too, but his contract's crazy too. Unless you guys think I'm talking about the guys, the GMs of those teams, believe Garoppolo and Mayfield are so much far better than any other quarterback that they'll make that move. That's how they get moved tonight, but that's hard for me to believe that that's going to happen.
Well, who's the quarterback that you would take? If you're the number 1 pick, you need a quarterback. Who are you taking?
If I had to rank the quarterbacks this year, the quarterback that played the best, the quarterback that was the best was Kenny Pickett. Kenny Pickett was the best one.
The small hands.
The problem with Kenny Pickett is he's kind of old.
Small hands. He's 23? Hey, he's 7 years till he's 30. Tom Brady's going to play until he's out there in a walker. I think that's changed a little bit. Yeah, now they're getting better at hiding the steroids and human growth hormone. You can play a lot longer. That's all.
That's sneaking. I don't think I missed that. I just don't think you're moving around. Tom Brady's fine. No, I'll take Kenny Pickett. Look, Malik Willis wasn't great at Liberty this season.
I'm gonna have some Corey.
Yeah, go have some nuts while I'm getting some hot takes about the quarterback.
I'm gonna have a shot glass of nuts.
Sam Howell stunk at Carolina this year. He was supposed to be the guy. Stunk. Malik Willis, not great this year at Liberty. Kenny Pickett was very good. He's one of the probably an all-American quarterback. He's really good. If it wasn't for Bryce Young and C.J. Stroud, he'd be the best quarterback in this draft. Well, that kind of worked out that way because those two are still in college.
Little hands.
Did I miss somebody? Desmond Ridder?
Little whopper hands.
Look, Cincinnati was good. Ridder had the opportunity to do it against Bama, and he just kind of looked like a...
Is that Ray Lewis Jr.? Who's that on the screen?
It did look
that looks like OBJ.
Jr. So, yeah, I would take Pickett.
Olave looks like OBJ. Can't draft him now.
But here's the thing about Sam Darnold, too, right? Like, is Sam Darnold just washed? Did he suck that bad at Carolina? They're like the guy who you couldn't miss just a few years ago. What was it, 2018? That doesn't seem that long ago. And Darnold was 20.
Well, you got to ask yourself, how good are you at fixing it, right? Because he was broken. He was broken by Adam Gase. He was broken. He was seeing ghosts, all that stuff. Maybe he was never that good in the first place. But if you think he's good, how do you fix him? Like, we've had this conversation a million times. There's coaches who think, just like a beautiful woman, who looks at a guy and goes, I can fix him. Like, there's coaches who look at quarterbacks and go, I can fix him. Can you fix what's wrong with Darnold? Because there's something wrong. He's got the arm talent. He's got the build. He's prototypical. He can run. Not like Josh Allen, but he can run. What's wrong with him? It's in his melon. Can you fix it? Because if you can, go get him. Because they'll give him to you cheap. If you can't, run away because he's not that good. Because right now he's broken. But if you need a quarterback this year, you're screwed. I don't think there's anybody in this draft at the quarterback position who I feel good about. I don't trust Baker Mayfield. I love I love that he's got that warrior spirit where he wants to play even when he's hurt. But you got to ask yourself on top of that, if I tell him he can't play for 2 weeks because I need to make sure he's healthy for like a 6-game run at the end of the season, and he's going to fight me on that, is that a guy I want? And then Garoppolo's the other way. Garoppolo seems to be the kind of guy that if he's on the field, you're going to win football games. He just can't stay on the damn field. So those two guys, I'll take them as a stopgap. But realistically speaking, I think if you need a quarterback this year, just tank because you're going to need to wait till next year to get one you can actually use.
Yep, the prospects next year are a little bit better. Pittsburgh is the other team that's probably somewhere in the mix, but Pittsburgh's track record, go find this. Kevin Colbert, their GM, is so good at the first round. Like, I actually have the text right here. I'm going to pull it up here of how good he's been nailing picks. So if you're Pittsburgh, do you think you're the first place team or the last place team in the AFC North? Because the Bengals went to the Super Bowl. The Browns were competitive and beat you in the playoffs.
Are they going to have Deshaun Watson?
The Ravens, right?
Are the Browns going to have Deshaun Watson? Or is he going to be suspended for 4+ games?
It's a great question.
Thank you. I asked it. Go ahead and answer it
now. Legally, I don't have enough insight to answer it. I don't know if Goodell is hoping that, like, hey, somebody forgot about that?
I heard Deshaun Watson pooped in Johnny Depp's bed.
No, that's Amber Heard. Here's Kevin Colbert.
Heard. Thank you very much.
Here's Kevin Colbert's picks. Plaxico Burress, Casey Hampton, Kendall Simmons, Troy Polamalu. I'll skip to the good ones. Ben Roethlisberger, Keith Miller, right? Marquise Pouncey, Cameron Hayward, Jarvis Jones, Ryan Shazier, Bud Dupree, TJ Watt,
Ryan Shazier, man.
Najee Harris.
How much I would have given to see him play his whole career.
Yes.
Oh, he's a good dude. I was going to make an eyebrow joke, but I don't want Will Smith to slap me. I'm like in the dark. I'm like hiding back here.
For some
reason,
I love
this one. Matt Bob just dropped one on me. By God, it's Armin Williams music. What's going on out here? What are you doing here, I should say. The only problem with Corey's nuts, I just had some out. My mouth is watering for more. Just love Corey's nuts.
So, yeah, all right, no quarterbacks are being moved tonight. Baker, Jimmy G, Sam Darnold.
Jimmy G more than
Deebo Samuel.
I can see Jimmy G before. What did they just swap? What did they just go?
One for one?
And shuffle trash. It's like, God, we don't really need anybody because we're going to have to go with Trey Lance. And he sucks too, but here. Or if San Francisco 100% gets behind Trey Lance, they need to find a way to keep Deebo Samuel.
Yes, for sure. And that might be the reason they're not going to trade him. Right?
But then you got to pay him because otherwise he's going to just piss and moan and not be useful.
If you think Trey Lance is honestly your quarterback for the future, you didn't start him as a rookie, even though there were always rumblings that he might take over Garoppolo at some point. Never happened. And then you're going to get rid of his best target in Deebo. And then the running back situation is always a mess because it seems like every year they're down to their 5th string running back, San Francisco. And people are just like, I love
that you're in the light, I'm in the dark. If you're watching on Techie's Fire and Water Restoration's Facebook page, the Iron's Edge Facebook or Godzilla Media YouTube, I'm like sitting in the shade. I'm in the back. I'm just evil.
By the end of this, I just have one big red spot right on my face. Yeah, then like if that happens, where all of a sudden it's probably not the pick, then that potentially could happen that way.
I don't know. I can't find a way to get super excited about this year's draft. Levack and Goz, by the way, line from the Iron's Edge. Here I would do it. Yeah, maybe there's no Raiders, and I don't think that again. There's not a definitive one. Like, there's not a guy that I just feel great about. Oh, Giants are not picking. Yeah, we knew not picking up Daniel Jones' 5th-year option. They'll franchise tag him when he's good. They'll run it that way.
You know what? That is one of my favorite parts of the draft. What just happened right there? You were trying to have a conversation. You were talking about your.
Everybody got excited. I was like, "What's going on?" And there's nothing.
I felt the reaction. That's how our whole draft show is going to be today because we're going to be watching the reports on social media, seeing the picks coming through and everything else, and then. Rumors. You know what? I'm actually happy this didn't happen today because I thought it was going to happen today involving Aaron Rodgers again. Because every year there's like a big theme all day long from Adam Schefter. Like Adam Schefter says Aaron Rodgers is going to get traded. Adam Schefter says,
"Nah, Bob, the dark is a good place for me." You're right. I'm not wrong.
Johnny Manziel. You saw. I sent it to you. The freezing cold takes. They put all the cuts together.
I didn't look at it.
Of how long Johnny Manziel had dropped. In the
once I saw
draft.
Johnny Manziel, I was like, I'm not watching that crap. I hate Johnny Manziel. What a waste. Unless he ends up being the quarterback for the Empire. Then we'll drink together. What are you laughing at over there?
I miss you, Johnny Football. Here's what Schefter did today. Schefter tweeted this out.
I laugh at him all the time.
At 9 a.m. this morning, Schefter tweeted out, one veteran front office executive said this morning, quote, "This is the craziest draft I've seen in 30 years. No, it's not. No, it's not. No, it's not. He needed a storyline to have throughout the entire day, and even that one didn't stick today. But maybe, hindsight could be 2020 here. All of a sudden, we're going to look back maybe 5 years from now and be like, remember whenever he trashed that 2022 NFL draft and there's like 12 all pros in it all of a sudden?
I mean, there could be a lot of starters in this draft, but there doesn't appear to be stars. There's nobody that which I think is going to be why you're going to see these trades that happened earlier are going to be big. Maybe after the first 5 picks, trades pick up. Maybe after, because the wide receivers are special. They appear to be special. You're pretty deep at O-line, especially interior line, defensive line, edge rushers, which is always big. But again, there's not like a definitive, oh my God, I got to have Aiden Hutchinson. Like now we're seeing reports that fall to Detroit at 2. He gets to stay at Michigan. The poor guy. I mean, can you imagine? Like you played at Michigan, which is great, but now you don't get to leave like Detroit. Like how fast can he get through his first contract? Get the hell out of Detroit.
What if he's good? What if he's good?
And then he get out even faster. Goff will call him right away. Dude, get out.
One day they'll be good, right? The Lions?
Save yourself.
One day?
No. Monty, sorry, buddy. No.
Oh, Monty.
No, they're terrible. When's the last time the Lions were actually good?
They got to the playoffs with Stafford. They got close to winning. Man, out loud, that sounded pathetic.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, they got to the playoffs like a couple years ago with Stafford, who's not there,
I was excited for Joey Harrington. Because I watched Joey Harrington play at Oregon. I was like, this is the guy. He's gonna turn this around. Nope. Not a thing. Nope.
No.
They're terrible. They're bad.
Do you think they'll be the worst team? That's too far ahead. I was going to jump ahead to predicting the season and where the lines, but that's too far because there's a lot to be decided tonight. Like tonight's a big part of where these teams are going to. Is the team really going to be a Super Bowl contender? Are they going to go all in on some of these players? Are they going to trade picks away? We'll find out a better projection of the season probably by Saturday.
I can see the Lions still being terrible.
Yeah.
I think you're going to see the Jets take a step forward. I think the Giants could potentially take a step forward. I don't really know though. Panthers, I think, will be pretty good, believe it or not. Seahawks I think Seahawks are going to be bad. I think they're going to be bad. And it sucks because the Seahawks have been good for a long, long time. I think the Seahawks are going to be bad. Who's the worst team in the NFL this year? You definitely have to put the Lions in contention for that. It feels like it's the Lions. It feels like yeah.
Could a bad draft by the Giants make them the worst team in the NFL?
Not the worst, but bad. They've got the Giants legitimately, speaking, I fully believe that if the Giants get the sexy pick where everybody's like, yeah, I can't believe we got so-and-so, they screwed up. I think the Giants need a bunch of lunch pail, go to work, just, blue collar, don't care, going to start for 10 years, maybe never even make a Pro Bowl, but you're just like, well, I know I'm good there.
You know what? Let's get in a little time machine here, you and I. Let's go back to an old draft. This might have been the first draft you and I actually covered together.
I hate that we're doing this and everybody's eating. Now I want to eat.
Remember the Laramie Tunsil draft?
Ah, yeah. The old gas mask bong. Who hasn't had that happen, huh?
Laramie Tunsil.
Job interview, you're just puffing away on a mass amount of weed. That's what all the cool kids do, right?
He had gone to social media yesterday to talk about that incident involving his career. Now, I bring that up because I think you should add some context to this.
What they say was his dad or his stepdad or whatever who did it, that posted it because he wanted money from him or something.
I bring that up because you'd said for years that's actually one of the pinpoint reasons why
the Dolphins suck. Well, the Giants suck and the Dolphins were smart.
Everybody knew that year the Giants needed a big-time offensive lineman. And Laramie Tunsil, skill-wise, was the number one player that year on the big board.
And they play in New Jersey. He already had a mask who wouldn't smell New Jersey. That was a win. He was coming equipped to play in New Jersey.
So Tunsil's gas mask thing comes out. He falls to the Dolphins. Great. And then, by the way,
my favorite part of that was we're doing that at Katie O'Byrne's. Love JK and the guy. We're at the Iron's Edge today at the Ballston Spa Country Club. And all these people who I know they were outside smoking. I know they were just boozing up more than they should. God knows what else they're doing. Cheating on their taxes. God only knows what they're doing. They're like, oh no, I can't believe he did that. It's like, you can't believe a college kid smoked weed through an apparatus. I had this conversation today. I know people in my life who I'm shocked when they remember how to tie their shoes. But you ask them, hey, how you gonna smoke that weed? All of a sudden it's MacGyver. They're cutting apart this and that. It's a fishing pole, shower head and something else, and they got a perfect bowl, and they're smoking pot right in front of you. Like, it's like, what the hell did you even? Where did you get those things? Like, again, how was that shocking on any level?
Yeah, and you know what? Back in the day, agents used to leak this stuff, right? Wasn't it like Warren Sapp talked about the failed drug test? That's why he fell in the draft. And one of the biggest ones was Josh Allen.
He's Canadian.
I don't know how many people still remember the Josh Allen stuff. Remember Josh Allen? They dug up tweets from when he was a teenager with rap lyrics.
Yeah.
And people might believe it was an agent. So like, hey, don't draft Josh Allen. Draft our guy instead. Let him. There's some dirty business that goes on in draft. I bring up the Laramie Tunsil, one, because of how the Giants franchise could have been different, and two, what Laramie Tunsil did yesterday. He posted on Twitter at King Tunsil78. By the way, he negotiated for himself an $100 million deal with the Texans.
Good for him.
For the past 6 years, I've asked myself about this moment, the gas mask I've spent 6 years trying to do rather than say, on the field and off the field. Fall 2021, I spoke with Complex for the first time about this moment, and today, the day before draft day, he put out an NFT about.
Was it smoking weed?
I'm officially putting on this moment in the past. I'm minting a one-of-one NFT for the infamous gas mask video to be listed. A portion of the proceeds will go to charity. How about that? Is there anything more 2022 than I found myself in controversy from somebody else that could have ended my life or career? Here's what I'll do. I'll profit from it now.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you, 2022. Good for Laramie Tunsil. All right. Giant fans, the whole moral of that is, by the way, don't get thrown off by something tonight. If you got the best player you think is going to help your team, don't listen to social media or anybody else.
I guess that's kind of the thing, because like you saw a lot of news, like Trayvon Walker, the defensive end for Georgia, he's screaming up the draft board. Aquanu, they're saying now he's got a banged up shoulder, right? How bad is his shoulder, right? So is it 1 year? Did you shut him down for a year? You still have him for 4? Like, or is it he's never going to be right again? Because some of these guys who are like, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to skip down to the second or third offensive tackle on my list because of it. Like, I'm going to go get Charles Cross right now because of that. And Charles Cross is good, but he's never great. Well, a year later, he could be everything you thought he was going to be, and then you weren't patient enough for 1 year.
You know, that drives me nuts too about these NFL executives and scouters who say, like, well, he's got injury concerns. He had an injury that concerns us. What injury doesn't concern you? Like, you, like bended your finger back, a hangnail, right? Like, what is the injury that doesn't concern you?
Turf toe shut down Sterling Sharp.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no such thing as a good injury.
Remember Adrian Peterson?
No, never heard of him.
He fell in the first round because he got hurt in
Sounds
college.
like he'd be a good dad.
Oh, okay. Adrian Peterson. He got hurt. Great. He's not a player anyway. Yeah, I heard that dad comment.
Trying to get canceled so hard. I mean, what do I have to do? I mean, really, what do I have to do?
Levack, I think we could technically sign off at this point because we're coming back with more draft coverage and the picks and everything else in about 20 minutes. I didn't have anything else left on our wonderful.
Can I eat something?
Yeah, why don't you grab some
is
food?
Starving.
Why don't you grab some food? If you're watching on YouTube,
They have sausage and corn here.
So I think Chad, ask Chad if that's on the menu tonight.
Chad's in the kitchen right now. He'll slap me if I say that.
If you're watching on YouTube or Facebook, we're going to a different feed. So
what are we doing?
You're like, where did they go? We are going to.
Are we going right onto a different feed, or
no? We got 20 minutes. So
should we do like Q&A of the day real quick?
Yeah, we could. Yeah, we could.
Do run through some of the comments?
I know a lot of these are draft themed, so yeah, we can do that right now.
Just run through some of these comments. I love this one. I love Tommy Gross bringing the heat. Tommy Gross is like the nicest guy on the planet. What was the thought process of? I hear him saying it. What was the thought process of trading Mike Faithful to Jacksonville Sharks for Warren Smith Jr. when we play him this weekend? Well, the thought process was to make everybody happy, but guess what? It didn't work out because the trade didn't happen.
No trade, Tom.
No trade. Shut it down. Shut it down. Shut it down. Zip it. What else do you want to do here?
Let's do an update on this. My hair might stay this way tonight. Our guy Jeremiah.
First of all, it looks terrible.
It doesn't feel good. I thought it was going tonight. I did not take care of it. Look at this thing. What is going on? It's like Conan O'Brien didn't just. Anyways, Jeremiah is not feeling well.
It's like Frankenstein O'Brien.
He's under the weather.
Barber bad.
He's not going to shave my head.
Like haircut.
But I'll put this out there.
Bryce's hair is always like Like there's like
saving face barbershop. Look at these two.
If Bryce walked out in the fairway like the 9th hole here at Ballston Spa Country Club, like a 50-mile-per-hour crosswind, his neck would wobble before his hair moved.
That's right.
That dude's hair never. Like, that hair is actually it's rated by like Zenith helmets.
That's right.
He'll protect his cranium.
Put it on the gram.
Perfect.
So Jeremiah's
never
not
seen
coming.
it out of place.
I will say this though.
What do you want to know, Corey? Hold on. We'll get to you 1 second.
All right.
Yeah.
I feel like this is now.
Come over and put the headset on. Come over and put the headset on then.
If someone
come get your lazy ass over here. It's just same as a phone. You don't have to get on camera. You can stand off in the corners. Put that so I can hear you.
If
this is great.
You show up with a razor tonight.
Why he's not married yet?
Oh, don't do that.
Go get the headset.
Maybe I'll
put the headset on. Got a mic. You don't have to bring your chair. You're not like hosting the freaking show. Just put the headset on so I can hear what you're saying.
There he is.
Oh God, can you help him?
Give me this.
You are a special kind of awkward when Goz has to do tech.
And then Corey,
no, I'm not done yet.
No,
I'm not done yet.
This is your fault. There you go.
I'm not done yet.
So you don't stay off camera. Keep it like so nobody knows who you are. The mystique.
All right, put that on.
There you go. Careful with the water.
Microphone towards the front. There you go.
There you go.
You are not dumb. I don't know why you're being like this. There you go. All right, put that down. There you go. All right, Corey, what's your question?
Go ahead into this thing.
Go ahead. You can't hear. Hold on, Corey. What's your question?
Do you see the Chiefs trading up to get a wide receiver?
No, because I think there's enough wide receivers in this draft that they'll get who they need. And remember, they signed that ridiculous contract for Mahomes, which is worth it. But they're going to need to hit their draft picks to keep their salary cap low. So I don't think they can give up picks.
Corey, I will disagree with Levack here. Not only will the Chiefs trade up, it will be the boldest trade of the night. They will trade up into the top. They will trade up into the top 12 and get Jameson Williams from Alabama. That's my hot take.
I don't know about that, but with my pick of the draft, I select Jameson whiskey. That's what I'm doing. Is that you got any more questions? You good? It's like calling in, but you're like off, like you're on a you're like wired in. You feel good?
I feel good.
All right, cool. All right, good. All right, take it off and go away. Good, Corey. Look, he was so nervous. Oh wait, Corey, I have a question for you. Corey, real quick. Why aren't you married yet?
No rush.
All right. Okay. All right. All right. You had to think about it. All right, Corey. Thank you, buddy. There goes Corey from Greenwich.
Help him. There you go. When this awkward.
Does anybody else have a question?
No, you're
Bryce.
No,
Bryce.
All right, go ahead.
Q&A today. Come on, Bryce.
This is not what I thought was
Bryce, don't be a wuss now.
Bryce. All right. We'll do it later. All right.
Wow.
Do you have a question? Somebody have a question over there?
Wow.
This guy wanted me to shout out his company, so he bought us drinks.
Guys, who are the Jets going to take with their second pick in the top 10 for the NFL draft? Tommy Gross coming back, spitting that hot heat.
I will go with Derek Stingley Jr. at 4, and I'll go with a wide receiver at 10. I want to say Drake London, but I don't know if he's going to be there. You know what? I will go with Drake London. Let's do that. Let's have fun with it. Derek Stingley and Drake London.
I feel like Drake London's going to be one of those dudes who goes early.
Yeah,
that people don't realize it. I can see him, or people trade if they think they're going to take him. That Drake London could be the guy who sets off the trades.
Yeah.
Who do I think they're going to take with the 10th pick? I'm going to go. I think somebody falls. You know what? I think they're going to end up, because of the injury talk for Aquanu. I think they get Aquanu with the 10th pick. I think they get lucky. Any more? Chad, you got questions? You want to put a headset on and do questions? What? You got kind of food? Food here. Everything looks good. Is that it?
I had nothing else from the Twitter side of it.
Let me see. Oh, earlier when I said,
I got some other stuff.
I said, I am the president. Want to be the first lady tonight? Matt Bob. Levack going full Clinton, and I love it. Damn right. Slick Willie.
Mike G on Twitter said it's an embarrassing display ever talking about Johnny Football again on draft day.
Thank you.
Man, it was
Thank you. Thank you.
One of our pals, Sub T Wolf.
I like this one. Go ahead.
Sub T Wolf wrote in the disrespect on Khalil Mack in that draft because no one talked about him. They all talked about Johnny Football. Okay.
I appreciated that disrespect because that got him to Oakland for a little while. Jimmy Miller. If this was the NAL draft, who goes number 1? Yeah. He said Darius Prince. I can't argue that. Watch. By the way, one more NAL thing for you. Darius Prince blew up the league last week as far as an Ironman goes and didn't get Ironman. Watch what my dude does. Watch you some Darius Prince.
Yeah, I would go with Prince. I think Bain played really well. Kendrick Ings played really well. And those
Antoine Grant?
Yeah. Back to the Prince thing, just because it was brought up.
Sam Cashinova would be my number 1 pick right now because he's my quarterback this week.
Did Darius?
He's my quarterback, man.
I know Darius is not happy about not winning the award. Is the win-loss factor put into those weekly awards? Because maybe that's the reason they didn't.
He got Special Teams Player of the Week.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I think
no.
Listen, I believe it was James Franco. They hate us because they ain't us. I believe that's what's happening here. Anybody got questions before we blow out here? We're gonna go do something.
All right, we're gonna reconnect the feed again. If you're watching on YouTube
I'm not.
or
F you, I'm out.
Facebook, we're gonna go to
What is it called?
feed.
What's the next show called?
I will hook that up. That'll be called the Godzilla Media Draft Show.
Oh.
You're on it. You're leading off. You're on the show. You just have more graphics and more sponsors. That's all.
Why do we have more sponsors off this show?
All right, we'll see you in 15 minutes.
I don't like any of this.
Bye.
I want food and I want drink. I want a hot dog. I want a hamburger. I want a drink. I want a soda.